Hello, welcome to Ochetabi After School Learning on Structural Design. My name is Fashe Ochet. You can also call me Olusegun. Now, looking at this, we have done the stage 1 of this particular structure. As you can see it, this is from the architect, and as we said, this is a live project. Is that okay? So you can see that this is a ground floor plan, and this is a first floor plan, and we have done our stage 1 and haven't known that when it comes to structural design, there are stages you must follow. You cannot jump stage 1 and go to stage 2. It's not correct and it's not proper, and you will not get results. So on that note, we have done the stage 1. In case you have not watched the stage 1, I want to say go ahead and watch stage 1 so that you understand how we came about this particular aspect, this particular one we are seeing here that I just highlighted. This is what we call GA. How did you go about this GA? All of that have been explained in stage 1 of this particular structure. So today we are going to be looking at stage 2 of this, in which we now go to our protastructure that we are going to be doing for the analysis, for the modeling, analysis, and design of this particular structure. So on that note, I want to say, please like this button. Please, I want to say, please like this button and also subscribe if this is your first time, because the more this like, the more YouTube make this video to go viral for others to also watch and also subscribe. Is that okay? All right, because we are out to do what? To help our fellow engineers. Is that okay? All right, so on that note, we have done this one, this stage 1. So we are entering stage 2, which is what? Importing what we have done here in AutoCAD to what? Into Protastructure that we are going to be using for the modeling. So once we get to this place, once we get to this particular place, what do you need to do is to come to this particular place now, where we are having come to my building set out, and from here you come to what? External reference drawing, and click on it, and let's wait for it. Is that okay? We'll wait for it to come up. All right, so the moment you get to this place now, this one comes up, this Protastructure 2022, you'll come to this place called Add DXF. Can you see Add DXF? I'll click on it, and once you click on it, you also wait for it to take you to where we have saved the work. So I'll click on desktop, then I now click on I'm coming, I think it's James. Is it James? Let's see. Okay, no, let me see where I saved it. I saved it on new. Let me see, new. Okay, you can see new here. I double click. Let's for Mr. James. Last time we saved it as James. Let me click here, James. Okay, Mr. James or Mr. John. Okay, I think it's Mr. John. Mr. John DXF. So I'll click on this. Then I'll click on this, and then also come here and click on what? Open. And let's wait for it. Let's wait for it to come up. Once it has come up, you see it here. There's something that will appear here. So let's wait for it to come up. So it has come up now. So what do? You now click on activate. You click on it, and once you click on activate, and let's wait for it, so you can see it here. Can you see it here now? So I'll now come here now, click on the color that I use, click on it, and after that I'll come here now and click on what? Import. Now why are you clicking on import? We are clicking on import because we want to import those grid lines and also columns, so that we'll not be doing it one after the other, so that you can automatically generate it. So on that note, I'll come to this place of layer, click on this particular place. You can see I'll come on this arrow, and then I'll come here now, look for, you can see JG. I click on it. Any other thing that's not JG, this one I'll remove it. I won't check it. Anything that's not JG, I won't check it. That's for my grid line. Can you see grid? I'll come to column now, do the same thing. JC, can you see JC? Select it. Anything that's not JC, I'll deselect it. Click here, and once you are done this one, I'll click on what? On import, and let's wait for it. Is okay? So as I said, please subscribe, and also like this video. Is that okay? All right, because the more they like, the more YouTube make this video to go viral. And also, please, your comment is very, very important. As I said, my name is Fashe Ochet. Please, for this my YouTube to grow, I need your subscription and also liking each video that we post. Is that okay? All right. Okay, let's wait for it. It's still, can you see it? It's coming up. 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 While we are waiting for it, okay, it has come up. That's why you can see this is faint. Can you see now? This one you can now click on close. Then after which I'll click on what? On OK. Correct. So I can now see it now. Can you see it? What I have here? Can you see what I have here? I can see my column. Is that okay? This is 226. Can you see? It's very important that the moment you import your drawing into Protastructure, the first thing first is to do check your column sizes. Can you see now? It's 225, not 226. the column is 225, not 226. So which means that if you go ahead without checking it first, you will discover that by the time you now get to auto to do your detailing, you'll be wondering how did you come about this. That is why these are the stages. Exactly, we have done stage 1, this is stage 2, where we will start what modeling. So on that note now, I'll click on any of them. Is that okay? I'll click on any of the columns. So you can now see here it has shown me all the columns. So I'll click on this one, then click on this one again, then press my shift key down and click on the last column to select all of them. So I'll right click now. I'll now right click. On this right clicking now, I'll come to I'll not go to property, I'll look on section. Is that okay? I prefer that one. Section. So let's wait for it to come up. The section to come up. Is that okay? Let it come up. Let's come up. Okay. Alright. So in this case now, can you see 225, 226 by 226? So I'll change it now to what? 225. Click on this one again, and also 225. After which I'll now click on what? On OK, and let's wait for it to update that. Can you see now? Can you see? So everything now is what? 225 by 225. As I said, always confirm your column once you get to this stage. And after that, the next thing is to connect your beam. If you look at it now, we have done our GA properly, such a way that our beam can be easily identified. You can see our beams are running. So now the next thing now, since I have my column in place, now for us to see our column in place, let's first of all check. I'll come to this place and view, right click and click on what? On 3D view, and let's see that. And once that one have come up, can you see now? You can see our columns. You can see them in place. You can now see what we have here now. Can you see it now? So that's that. So the next thing now that I have our column in place, is to do what? To connect them with the beam, because definitely during construction, they are going, after they have erected the columns, we are going to have our beams running on them. Is that okay? So I'll now come here now, back to plan. I'll now come to modeling. Under modeling, you can see my beam. I'll click on beam, and once I click on beam, we will give it time to do what? To come up. Is that okay? All right. So now we can have our beam here. So you can now see it here now. So this B stands for what? Beam width. So, and we are using 225. Is that okay? Don't forget, our beam column is what? 225. And that's our wall. So automatically, since it's a small structure, G+1, you can see the AutoCAD here, G+1. Can you see G+1? So we don't need to have a bigger size of column, because 225 by 225 or 230 by 230 can still work. Is that okay? Perfectly. So I'll come here now. I'll come here and put 225. Then what's our beam depth? Now in this case of beam depth, based on code, our actual beam is 300. Why this slab is what we are going to be using is what? 150 slab thickness. So if you now combine the actual beam depth of 300 plus that of the slab of 150, what do you have? You have what we call a 450. That's how we came about issue of 450 beam depth. I believe that is clear now. So on that note now, I will now have my minimum of what? Of a 450 beam depth, so that after they have casted the slab, what the beam that will be projecting down will just be 300 mm. Is that clear? So I haven't done that now. I'll come here now and begin to connect. Connect this one. Please master how you connect. It's very, very important. Connect your beams. So let's wait for the first one to come up first. Is that okay? Let's wait for it. Let's wait for it. Can you see it now? It has come up. So now I will not come here. I will not escape. Is that okay? I will not escape. I can come here, right click now. I'm coming. Okay. I will not come here now and start drawing this one. No. Because this one now becomes my secondary beam. Why this one becomes primary beam? I have to draw the primary beam first, because it's this one that will be coming to rest on this one. So I have to draw this one first now. Can you see it? Let me see if they are straight. I can just come to the last one and then click. Is that okay? And once I click, I can also press escape once and then come to this side too and do this side also. Come here, click here, and also connect. Since they are on a straight line, I'll click on this last one, and this one is also straight one. I'll click on this one here. That is fine. Then I'll escape once and also come to this place now. Click on this one and come here straight and then select this. Is that okay? That is fine. So the next thing is to connect these ones. I'll come here now, click on this, and then come here and click. Can you see now? So this one now is resting on this particular one. So I'll come here again, click on this one to come and rest on this. Can you see it now? So I also click on this one now. Okay, it has its own column. So escape once and also come here now. Click on this one. I think I have this one all true. Then escape once, and then this one also I think is all true. It's also all true. We check our AutoCAD. All right. So let's now confirm our AutoCAD. Is that okay? Based on the AutoCAD, can you see what we have here? You can see what we have here. Can you see this one here? you can see this one here, this hidden line. Can you see this one? In order to help the staircase, we have this one here, and we also have this beam. Is that okay? So let's confirm the length, the area from here. Let's see if we can make it a one-way slab. So from here to this point is what? Is a 2.323. Then by what? By 2.23 by what? By 6. That's about 12. That's 13. So we can make this one one-way slab. Is that okay? We can actually make this one-way slab. Looking at this place now, it can be one-way slab, isn't it? So on that note now, I'll come here now, come to my protastructure. I can now decide to reduce the beam, number of beam, delete this one. Can you see it now? I have this one as one slab. Is that okay? So having done this one now like this, let's now check our 3D and see what we are. Can we see it now? You can now see what we have here. So once we have done this one now like this, in this way now, the next thing I'll go back, I have to compare it with what I have in AutoCAD. Is that okay? So if you look at the shape now, I have all of this one here, and this one, and also if you look at this, actually there's supposed to be beam here based on the GA, but we now decide to do what? To change it. Change it in the sense that the area is not more than what? 30 square meters. Is that okay? That's why I said it's very important to watch the stage 1, because this one is stage 2 of this particular what do you call it, of this particular drawing. Is that okay? On structural design. So this stage 2 now, we are now doing our modeling. So can you see it now? We have this one here. All of these are perfectly okay. So I'll now come back here now. The next thing now is to put my slab. Is that okay? To put my slab. And when I put my slab, the next thing is to do what? Put my wall. But before then, let's start with slab. I'll come here now, come to here and put my slab. Yes, I'll say yes. This Protastructure 2022 is very important. You have to do your load combination. I'll come to what? Load generator and click on it. And once I click on it, I'll wait for it to pop up. Is that okay? All right. Once you get to this place now, because we are talking about vertical load combination, not horizontal load, vertical load combination. When to use this horizontal load, as time goes on, you will get to know. That's why I said it's very important you do what? You click on subscribe button, so that anytime we release video, you'll be notified by what? By the YouTube. So once you get to this place now, you don't have to do anything. Just come here and click on what? On OK. Now, okay, once you click on OK, the load combination will appear. These are the load combination that we have for this particular structure. I'll now click on what? On final OK. Then now wait for the slab property to appear for me to edit. Is that okay? All right, so let's wait for it. Let's wait for it. Okay, so this one now is our slab property. Is that okay? Don't forget that we are saying that what warrants our beam depth of 450 is a result of our what? Our slab thickness of 150. So in that place now, this place now, I'll now put my 150. Then my slab cover, my concrete cover is 25, above the ground level is 45. Then come to load. Now in this place now since we have our self weight already calculated, because the software will calculate the self weight for you automatically. So but why are we now having dead load again, knowing fully well that self weight is also part of dead load? What this place only talking about is that what is the additional load that will come on top of your slab, and there's no any other load that will come on top of your slab than what? Than your ties. And the value for ties or terrazzo is what? We use 1.2. And apart from that 1.2, we also have what we call a partition load. Now this partition load are for, we have, and the value for partition load is what? 0.5. Now this 0.5 to cater for all these lightweight demarcations. So that's if there will be any. But we have to put it in case of any lightweight demarcation. Is that okay? But aside that, if you are sure that there's no any demarcation different from what we have done, you don't need to put what? Your 0.5. But since we are not sure, that's why we are putting what? 0.5 to cater for what? Our partition load. So that's our partition load for lightweight material, because in the architectural drawing, there's something like what? Demarcation, but it's very important you put it to design for what? Worst condition. So on that note now, partition load of 0.5 plus your tie load, which is a 1.2, give us what? It gives us 1.7. That's how we came about this dead load. Now this imposed load, you cannot know this value of imposed load without knowing the kind of structure you are designing for. So how do you know that? We have to come to our AutoCAD and check what do we have here. What are the write-ups here? What are the write-ups? You can see toilet, master bedroom, you can see master bedroom, and all of that. You can see all of that. So mere looking at all of this, it tells you what is residential. Is that okay? It's residential for rent. Is that okay? Now I'll come here now. I'll come here, right click, and then click on what? General domestic use. That's for residential. Is that okay? All right. I'll click on it, and once all of this have been done, I'll come here now. Click on what? On this first panel. Click on first panel, and let's wait for it. Now when you are clicking, make sure you notice this rectangular line. This circles I will not put. So if I put my cursor on this panel now, can you see something? Can you see something following my cursor? It's very important you put your eyes on that place, because at times if I come here now, it might even select all of them. So from there you know that something is wrong. Is that okay? So that is that. I'll click on this one, then come here again, then come here again, come to this one, come to this one, come to this one, and that is that. I'll now click on close. Is that okay? So you can now see what we have here now. This one is our staircase. So I can now go back and click on 3D. Can you see what we have now? You can now see what we have here as a what? As our model. This is our story 1 plan now. Now the next thing now is to insert my first floor. Looking at my AutoCAD, you can see that looking at AutoCAD is typical structure. Is that okay? It's typical structure, but if you look at this place now, there's no wall. This way we are having a wall. This way we are having a wall, which I'm going to be explaining. Is that okay? Which I'm going to be explaining this particular place and this particular place. Is that okay? I'm going to be explaining this particular place. So that's why it's very important you watch this video, because if you look at it in my own modeling in Protastructure, I did not put wall. I did not put any beam around here. I did not put beam like this and beam like this, which means that the entire slab wall is going to be resting on this. Is this slab that is going to be carrying it? Is that okay? All right. So that is that. But before then, let's generate our. Okay, let me just solve it now. So to solve it, I'll come here now, pick my slab, property. Now you come to load. Now to cater for that particular partition of that block, you know that this one are blocks now resting on this particular place. What are we going to use in this place? Instead of 1.2, so 1.7, we use 2.5. And once you use 2.5, it will take care of that particular wall load. Is that okay? This particular wall load here, this wall load that we have here, this wall load that we're having here. Because if you notice, this one now is resting on this slab. Is that okay? This particular one now, we have it on the ground, and we also have it at the top. Even though this one on the ground can support this one, but we don't design based on that. Our slab should be able to stand without what? Without any support. Is that okay? So that is that. So this place now is going to be resting on top of this slab here. So that is why coming to this place now, I'm going to load this 2.5. I'll now click on what? On update to update it. And once you have done this on 2.5, then your own detailing should have what? A spacing of your rebar of 150. Even though it's passing at what? 200. You do what? You make it 150 spacing. Is that okay? After you have drawn your slab strips, and in your drawing of slab slip is what is passing with 200. Is that okay? So but in your own detailing, knowing fully where this place is going to carry extra walls, as in block wall, and you have already used the dead load of what? 2.5, you now make your space with what? 150. No matter the load, is going to carry it. This slab is going to carry it. So that is that. I'll click on this. Another option that we have is to draw a line load. Come to this place now and draw the line load based on the path in which the wall is going to follow. But if you use that, you're going to be a form of overloading too much load. Is that okay? Because the value will be very, very high. Is that okay? I'm going to show you that kind of value. You click on this one and now right click and come here, property, and also come to this load, and then click on this one, make it what? 2.5, and then click on update, and then click on close. That's that. So now come to my 3D, it's loaded. So the next thing now is to now generate and now edit if the need be, which definitely there is need. So I'll now come here now, come back to this my building set out, and come to this place now, and come to insert story. So it's just 2 floors, because how many plans do we have? 2. Is that okay? It's 2 plans. So automatically in the layman way of counting, that's just it. 2 plans. I'll just put 2 here. Is that okay? Then I'll click on generate model. It's still on the same height. We'll edit the height later. Click on this and then click on yes. And let's wait for it. Correct. So you can now see what we have now. Can you see it? Perfectly okay, because if you look at our AutoCAD, we are having the same drawing. What's happened on the ground floor is also happening on the first floor. Is that okay? That's what we are having. So the next thing now, why are we now editing the upper floor, is because the upper floor is not carrying a slab. So automatically, number one first is to delete the slab. I'll come here. Once I click on one, I'll come to this other side, click on this, press my shift key down, click on this, and also press delete on my keyboard, and then click on OK. Now that we have done that, don't forget that the reason why we are having 450 beam depth is because it's going to carry a slab. But in this case, that it's not going to be carrying a slab, it then means that the thickness of my slab, I'm going to remove from this thickness of beam. So I'll now come here now, click on one, and then come to this side and select all of them to be 2. Can you see? Then right click and come to this one, Can you see edit section and material? So that is that. I'll come to this 450. So if you look at 450 minus 150, give us what? 300. That means my roof beam is what? Is 300. Click on this and then click somewhere else. Can you see all of them reduced? So you can now see what we have now in this case. Can you see it now? So now, what is the height of this structure? That's the next thing. So you have to call your architect to know the height of this structure. So based on my discussion with the architect, he said it's a small structure that is what? Is 3 meters high. 3 meters high. That's what he said. So on that note, now if you want to edit the height, come to this place and click on edit story. Click on this place and then come to, let's come up. Can you see H? That's height. Can you see 3 meters? Is that okay? So on that note, now we are going to leave this one. Assuming it's 4 meters, I can now click on this one, make it 4,000 because it's in millimeter. I can see the unit millimeter, but since it's 3 meters, this is 3,000. I'll just leave it at what? 3,000. That is fine. Then I'll come to this place now. This foundation depth depends on the soil report. At what depth were they able to get their bearing capacity? Is that okay? In my own case, they are able to get the bearing capacity of 1 meter. And what is that 1 meter? We are talking about what? 120. Is that okay? They are able to get a 120 at 1 meter. Is that okay? They are able to get 120 at 1 meter. So since they are able to get 120 at 1 meter, so I'm going to put what? My depth of what? Of 1 meter. Is that okay? Now, first story bottom level. If it's a residential, it's 450. If architect did not put it, is that okay? It's 450. That's 2 costs of block above the ground level. I'll now click on what? On OK. I click on yes. Perfect. So as I enter that 450, can you see that this place now have increased? Is that okay? This place, this ground floor have increased. Is that okay? That is fine. So the next thing now is to put our wall load on this. So for me to put my wall load now, I'll click on this particular beam, right click. You can do it on 3D or you do it on what? On 2D. I can go to the plan and also do that. So but this is what? Story 2. Is this? Okay, no, this story 1. You can see it here. Story 1, because you have to confirm it very well. So I'll come here, click on this, right click and click on edit load. Now on this edit load now, I said we are going to do this video from beginning to foundation and also how to export it to AutoCAD because it's going to be a complete design. Is that okay? It's going to be a complete design. Please follow this video from beginning to the end and always like and also comment. Is that okay? And subscribe. Also help me to tell others about Ochetabi. Is that okay? All right. So let's wait for it to come up. Let's wait for it to come up. Let's wait for it. It's coming up. So you can see it now. We can see it here. So the next thing, we are talking of wall load. I'll come here now and click on what? Wall load. Is that okay? Click on the wall load. And once you click on wall load, so let's wait for the property to appear. Good and fine. Now wall unit width. Our wall unit width, since we are using a 225 block, which is the same thing as 230 block, and if you talk of inches, we are talking of 9 inches block. Now the unit weight of our block is what? Is a 2.87. That's the block itself. The block itself, that's per meter square. Is that okay? So if you look at it now, the unit weight of our block, that's 9 inches block, is what? 2.87. Now this 2.87 is for the block alone. What about the plastering? To plaster the inside and outside, the inside is what? 0.3 and the plaster outside is what? 0.3. So if you add the plaster of inside and outside together, give us 0.6. So if you now add the 0.6 plus 2.7, give us what? 2.87, give us what? 3.47. Is that got it? So now the next thing is our height. So how do you get this height? Actually, based on our height from the architect, he said the height is what? Is 3 meters. But don't forget that out of these 3 meters, we already have a, what do you call it? We already have a beam that is covering a depth of 300. So I'll now come here now, minus 0.3. That's my beam depth. And that's roof beam now. What do I have? I have what? 2.7. So my height now here is going to be what? 2.7. Now, sorry, 2.7. So if you now add 2.7, that means your block height, as they are laying the block, the total height that you are expected to have for this block is what? 2.7. While the remaining 300 will now be covered with what? With beam. So which now make the total depth of beam plus the total height of your block give us what? 3 meters. Is that clear? The next thing, I'll come here now and put my what? 225, because that's my beam width. Is that okay? Then after which I'll come here now and click. Can you see it now? Sorry, something's happening. Something's happening. 2 points. Okay, sorry. Can you see now? It's 2,700. We are talking of millimeter. It's supposed to be 2,700. So 2,700. Let me remove this. 2,700. Let me update. Can you see it now? So you can now see what we have. You can see average load is what? Is a 9.369. That's my average load. Is that okay? Then after which I'll come here and click on what? On OK. And once I click on OK, let's wait for it. Don't forget the average is what? 9.369. Is that okay? Alright. So you can see that the color have changed. So I'll now come here now, right click and click on what? Copy load. I'll copy the load and click on OK. Then since all of them have been selected, sorry, only this one, I'll come to this side now. So the one beam, I'll click on this one now. You can see all of them have been selected. I'll now right click and click on what? On paste load. And let's wait for it. Can you see all of them pasted now? All of them have been pasted. So if I now check it now, you can now see what I'm having. Can you see it now? So you can now see what we have on this particular wall. But if you check our AutoCAD, before I come to AutoCAD, as I said, that we are going to be talking about what? About my load here. You know, this place we use the what? 2.5 as our dead load, isn't it? But if you are to use a line load, it means that the value you are going to be using, that means this place now will remain your 1.7. This place will remain 1.7, not 2.5. That means you are going to use your line load 1.7. Is that okay? Or you can even make it a 1.2 or 1.5. Is that okay? You can make it 1.5 because you are now putting the load in this particular place now, the partition load directly. So if not, this one is also okay. So now instead of us using this one, I want to use a line load. This place will have what? Remain as what? 1.7. Is that okay? Or 1.5. So that is that. But how do you now go about if you want to put your line load? You just need to do is to come to what? To my loading. Sorry, my loading. I come to what? Point load, and this place now a dialog box will appear. This place I will now click on this particular place. Here I will now put that average load that we saw there when we are putting our load, which was 9.369. Sorry, 69. So can you see it now? So I'll now come here now where the wall is passing through. I'll click on this place now and move to this somewhere, maybe somewhere here. Press my control key to make it straight. Then click on it. Then we also have another one that is coming like this. Can you see it now? That is coming like this. I'll press this one to also make it straight. So can you see it now? So this is the load on this slab. If you are using line load, is that okay? And since I'm using line load here, automatically this place now, let me just do it for the sake of training. I'll click on this particular one for those that are watching. Is that okay? And then I'll come here now. Since I've already put line load there, this time I'll now turn it to what? 1.7. Is that okay? 1.7. Let me use 1.5. It's okay. So not overload. 1.5. I'll click on what? On OK. Sorry, update, and click on what? On close. Is that okay? So now this is how you go about it. If I'm using this one now, it means in my detailing, if 250 pass, automatically I'll use my 250. If it's 200 that pass, I'll use my 200 because I've already loaded it based on what is going to carry here. But if you are using this method that I use on this particular slab, your spacing should be what? 150 spacing minimum. Is that okay? Or maximum rather, maximum 150 spacing. That is clear. But if you now check my AutoCAD, you discover that this place there is no load, no wall. Am I correct? From here to here, no wall. Here to here, no wall. So automatically I'll come to my Protastructure, this particular one, click on this, press my shift key and click on this, sorry, control key, click on this and right click and click on delete load. Not delete. If you press delete, it will automatically delete the beam. So what I want to delete is the load. Delete all load. I'll click on OK and then click on this. So you can ask what I have now. This is the proper way. And also if you look at this staircase now, this staircase now, why I will not say you should remove this one is because your slab is coming to rest on this. So there's need for this beam to feel that load because the weight of this slab is coming to rest on this beam. So that is why this beam don't delete the wall load. Is that clear now? So that is fine. So looking at this one now, you can now see what we have. You can now see that slab that we loaded. Can you see it now? Can you see the slab now? Also look at this one, AutoCAD. Can you see it here? This one. So to get accurately this particular one, there's need for us to know the distance from here to this point here, and also distance from here to this point here. This one is no problem, just from this place to this place. Why this particular one is need for us to know the distance from here to this point. Is that okay? Which you can measure in Protastructure. Is that okay? All right, that is fine. So having done this one now like this, the next thing now that is very important for you to also know. That's why watching this video to the end is very important. Looking at this particular aspect, you discover that by mere looking at this beam, no matter the load of the roof, this beam can carry it. This beam will carry this beam of 300. depth, we carry it successfully, but the weight is not added to the foundation. So if we only assume that this place will carry it, yes, assumption is very okay for the roof, but don't forget that your foundation is going to be designed based on what you're having here without including the roof load on this particular structure. So on that note, now I'll click on this. Our roof load is what? Is 1. Is that okay? 1 kilonewton per meter. I'll click on this one now. For me to achieve that, just click on let me just come to my edit load. Let's come up. I'll come here now, my wall load, and then come to this one. I'll leave it, and then here I'll make it, let's say 0. Let's say since it's 450 millimeter, I'll make it 450. Click somewhere here. So can you see now? It's supposed to be 1.1 what do you call it, 1.0, but it's given 1.5, so it's still okay. I can come here, click on this one now, and then click on this. I have that. So now then right click and then click on copy load. Sorry, sorry. So right click and click on copy load and click on OK, then click on this particular one, then this one, come here now and then click on this, then right click and click on paste load. Is that okay? All pasted. So can you see it now? So this is how you go about modeling and loading your structure. Is that okay? So you can now see we have achieved this one now. We can see story 1, story 2. Is that okay? In Protastructure, you can see how we have modeled everything perfectly well. Can you see it now? So this is it. So thank you very much. Till I see you next time in our next video. So in our next video, which is the stage 3, is where we'll be talking about editing our material. Is that okay? And also before we edit in our stage 3, we are going to do what we call a building model check to see if there's any error in this modeling. Is that okay? There are some errors that can be ignored and there are some that cannot be ignored. Is that okay? So all of them, we are going to be doing it in stage 3. So that's why I say click on the subscribe button so that anytime we release that stage 3, you'll be notified. Is that okay? Because in structural design, everything was stage by stage. Is that okay? So that is that. So thank you very much. God bless you. Till I see you next time in our next video. I want to say my name remains Fashe Ochet. Thank you and God bless you. Bye.